While government agencies try to figure out how to fund the fight against violence in Wilmington, one program is showing some results. Cease Violence looks to stop gun shootings at the source. First Look spent some time with the group to see how they work and what kind of results it brings.
You should want better for your children. We don't have to bury them. We don't.
That's just part of a strong message Derek Chambers delivered to residents near 6th and Broome Streets in Wilmington, just feet from where a young man was gunned down. Chambers is a familiar face around here. He's known along with these other men to preach peace to young people under the program Cease Violence.
Sometimes you got to get through their pride because they still got street codes that they hold on to. Early on in the program, they didn't really know what the program was about. But from seeing me out there every day, they kind of loosened up.
I think it's very important that they come out here, to get the children's attention as well as the adults' attention, because we need to cease the violence, really. It's imperative that we do.
Ursula Anderson lives in this neighborhood where a makeshift memorial now sits after a young man was killed outside of her home. At one time, she says this area was fairly quiet, but not anymore.
You always hear gunshots, you know what I'm saying? But for it to be this close to my home was a shocker to me. And then to see someone laying here like he was, that was a double shocker.
The reaction from Anderson is why outreach is very important and personal to Robert Cannon of Cease Violence. Cannon makes it his business to hand out literature promoting safer communities. The other reason is his two sons.
I also am a victim of crime. I had two sons that got killed in the street of Wilmington in less than 9 months apart.
Thankfully, Cannon finds strength through Cease Violence, as well as some of his other colleagues.
I got out of prison. I wanted to do something different, for my life. I was a drug dealer for a long time, and about 3 to 4 years before I got out of prison, I changed my mindset. And I said to myself, I don't want to be part of the problem no more. I want to be part of the solution.
Now, Brown spends much of his time talking to young people about doing positive things. He considers his new chance at life a round-the-clock job, especially since he's always on call to talk to shooting victims and high-risk youth about the dangers of retaliation.
A guy might call you and say, I'm ready to go shoot somebody. You can't tell him, I'll come get you tomorrow. That's not going to work. You have to be right there to be able to babysit this guy, to try to talk him down so that, he might not, resort to an act of violence, because you could save his life or you could save somebody else's life.
To date, more than 24 young people have been helped through Cease Violence. That's done in connection with Christiana Care Health System, and the list continues to grow.
I was young, reckless, running with the wrong guys, got mixed up, got locked up, things like that. And so once I got older, once I hit 18, was going back and forth since 18, so now I'm 23, so I lost family members to gun violence, friends to gun violence, friends to jail, family to jail, so ever since I got in the program, things have been awesome.
Every week, members of Cease Violence come together to discuss a number of ways to promote peace, canvass high crime areas, mediate conflicts, and provide survivor support. The job may present challenges, but to this group, they're determined to tackle one thing.
The main thing we're trying to do in the city of Wilmington is interrupt violence and change the culture. Because if you can get to the main source, it's like a domino effect.
One thing you did not get to see in the story is the men hard at work inside the hospital. Every time there is a shooting in Wilmington, the hospital sends out a text or a call to Ronald Brown, who will then jump in the car and ride to Christiana to not only encourage the victim or victim's family from retaliating, but to also help high-risk youth enroll in school or to help that person seek employment.
So does the Cure Violence program focus strictly on high-risk men or women as well?
Mark, high-risk youth include both men and women. In fact, some of the mediators frequent women detention centers as well. And I also like to add, although teenagers are considered more so high risk, mediators have also reached out to adults to get them right on track.
All right, thanks, Nichelle. You can follow our reporting on the Wilmington violence situation on your place for daily Delaware news, newsworks.org/Delaware.